Hi, today I'm going to show you guys a little bit about a rad relocate kit. I recently picked this up from a buddy in town here, and when I first got it, I was pretty intimidated with it. It didn't have any instructions. I did a lot of research and whatnot, and I couldn't really find any proper instructions for this kit or many other kits. The first thing I'll tell you is when you get it, you're going to find a lot of hoses and connectors and whatnot. Don't be intimidated by that. Um, what I've come to learn is that these kits are extremely universal, and they put a lot of hoses and clamps and elbows and connectors in there to use as you need to use them. There's not a exact step-by-step process. You kind of got to figure it out as you go, which is very simple after you get your mind around it a little bit. Here's an example of some of the hoses and elbows and everything that they give you. Some kits will probably come with upgraded hoses because they're thicker and more durable. This one particular kit did, and I think it's just as just to make the bike better. Anyway, there's two connections to your radiator. After you remove your radiator, actually hook it up to your thing there. There's only two hoses to worry about, which is the top hose. You can see there. That particular hose runs into what I call the fill tank. That's what runs in it. This is how you fill it. The second hose, which is right down here, that particular hose actually runs down underneath the bike, and it actually goes into the engine. That's really all you have is two hoses and one power switch, which is dangling there in the back there. This particular kit, I don't even need to rewire the switch. There's enough length there to do it. Anyway, so I'm going to take off the top. One of the issues I was having with this rad locating kit, is the law of gravity. How am I supposed to fill my radiator right here? Shit. How am I supposed to fill that sucker when the fill hose is lower than the entry point? It's just the law of gravity. It's not going to be possible. So either I take the hose off and actually use a funnel and fill the entire radiator and the bike with like that, which I felt was going to be very annoying, especially if you leak a little radiator fluid or burn some through evaporation or something. So what I'm going to actually do at this point here, instead of putting a 90-degree elbow like that, instead of this, I'm actually going to go and install what they call an inline filler. And here's what it looks like. Just like that. Most all skidoos have them. It's an inline filler. It's basically a T with two clamps on it. And you actually can take that off, and that's how you're going to be able to fill that sucker. That way the fluid will actually drain into it and into the bike. You can cap it off, and I believe you'd have a much easier time actually burping, or what they call flushing the rad, getting the air out of the system. All right. Okay, so I popped off the rad there just to show you what it looks like underneath without the radiator in it. And again, this is my one hose. This goes directly to the engine. That's the one there. I got to cut it shorter, but I'll cut it off after. And this is my second hose. This particular hose actually runs through the bike and around there, and it actually comes into here. That's all it is to it. It's just two hoses. Secondly, you have a switch, which is the actual manufactured switch. I'm leaving it dangled because I have lots of room to actually reconnect this switch. So to actually make this sucker work again, you got one hose, two hoses, and a switch. That's all it is to it. It's just those three things, and you'll be good to go. The difficulty I was having again was trying to figure out how to fill the radiator up, how to refill it over some usage. You're going to have to add radiator fluid. That's just a natural thing, and you can't do it if the bottle is lower than the hose where it actually goes in. So my solution is to add that inline filler, as I shown you from my skidoo there. Anyway, this is just a shot of some of the plumbing I did. Again, it comes with many different clamps and hoses. You cut them off and you add those in there any which way you need to. That's what it looks like underneath. It's pretty simple. As for the holes in the front there, you just simply get a drill and drill 2 holes. I penciled it out and whatnot, just trying to make sure that they was going to be in the right place. One thing to note, it'd be a really good idea to put some rubber around here or something so that there'll be no chafing from the rubber pipes. So over time, that would definitely chafe enough that it would cause a hole in the pipes and leak. But if you get any more questions, maybe I could try to answer them. But I'm certainly no pro at it. But I've been researching it a lot and playing with it, trying to do it the best way possible. And this is what I've come up with. So hope you like it.